Hello, my name is Gabe Luciani. I'm an athletic trainer and physical therapist working with Old Glory DC Rugby in my 4th season right now. We're at the St. James Academy in Springfield, Virginia, which is our headquarters for our regular season and training. Behind me, they're doing their morning skills session right now.
What is your role to the team?
So on a daily basis, we have morning treatments. So every morning the guys are in, whoever's needed will come in and get their treatments done so that they're all ready for the day, whether they're dealing with injuries or if they're just looking for some recovery or some soft tissue or things like that. During the afternoons and in the mid-morning like we're in now, we're providing sideline coverage and then any rolling treatments that they might need during the day.
How important is recovery in professional rugby?
I think for any athlete, whatever level of player, whatever age they are, recovery is going to be a huge component of their success and injury prevention. For a professional athlete like these guys, when they're putting their bodies on the line every weekend, when they're working day in and day out, just about 8 hours every day as their full-time job, their bodies are their #1 asset basically. So recovery is super important, whether that's nutrition, which our strength and conditioning coach does a really great job of. Sleep is a big portion for them too, so we're making sure they get 8 hours of sleep or more every night, making sure they get good quality sleep. And then on top of that, any physical medicine or physical rehab they might need to help recover. Myself and my coworker are giving them whatever they might need.
What makes rugby special?
What makes rugby special, it all boils down to the culture of rugby. The culture is very inclusive and family forward, and I think that culture really stems into the recovery and the injury space in the training room as well. So we can always count on these guys, especially because they're in that professional setting, to take care of their bodies, take care of themselves so that they can put their bodies on the line on the weekend and play for the people that they love, play for their brothers that are beside them. So I think that culture bit dips into a lot of different buckets, but it definitely dips into that athletic training role that we play.
How physically different is rugby compared to other sports?
Rugby is much more physically involved than other sports in the sense that, as you can see, there's no pads that they wear. So we're going to be dealing with a lot more like lacerations, bruises, cuts, scrapes, those types of things. But if you wanted to compare rugby to some of the more traditional American sports, it's really more like wrestling or like collegiate wrestling than football, with the flow state of kind of basketball or American soccer.
What is the main technique of the sport?
They really focus a lot and they practice a lot on tackling technique. So if you were here in preseason, right behind us, we would have had a couple wrestling mats out. So they do a lot on the wrestling mats where they're basically like you would picture high school boys or women's wrestling practice. We're out here wrestling and Coach Cross is teaching tackling defense, tackling strategy, different ways to grapple so that we can do it, most importantly, safely, but also very effectively too. So we're not on the field, we're not just running and trying to grab other guys and trying to bring them to the ground. There's a very specific strategy and technique, like I said, to do it safely, but also effectively in the sport of rugby.
Why Old Glory?
To answer the question, why Old Glory, I think it goes up to what the mission I see and what the owners have really set forward with Old Glory. The owners come from a background of playing rugby and playing for the US side, and their big overarching goal is to just grow this sport of rugby in the United States. And I think they have such a good foundation of what they want to do for the sport that is what's making the team successful and sustainable as well. So I see a lot of parallels working with the team in that they're really trying to grow the game of rugby, bringing in international talent, using a lot of our domestic players so that the domestic side and the US team can really be elevated.
This is Old Glory.
If you want to join the Old Glory family, hit the subscribe button.